In just a few minutes, small business owners can now sign up for Blackfoot Communication Services. Whether it's dependable voice options or internet services, sign up simply by visiting blackfootsmallbusiness.com. Click on the services you wish, select an installation time and date, and you're done. Small business services at the touch of your fingers. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications and blackfootsmallbusiness.com.
Great. We're excited to be 2-0. That's a really good win over a quality football team that's well coached, well prepared. Like the way we came out and played and took the win. That was great. I think it's longest streak not to give up a point in Grizzly history, and I think the biggest point differential in 2 games in like 75 years. So good start by our team.
No questions. Coach, what do you think of your defense's ability to respond no matter what happens? I mean, it doesn't matter if the offense is just coming off a touchdown or a turnover. They seem to rise to the occasion. How?
I don't know. I should let Pat answer that. I think it's the way they're trained day in, day out.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. We work on it a lot. We work on sudden change stops and situations like that. So I think it's a testament to the coaching staff for getting us prepared and knowing what's going to happen, especially after stuff like that.
And when the offense has a quick start, how much does that inspire you? I mean, you guys are up 13-0 after your first 2 possessions, probably feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the dream of being on defense. You can just go cut it loose knowing that the offense has your back. That's the epitome of being on defense, I think, because you know they're gonna do what they do, and it was pretty awesome today.
And Lucas, same thing. I mean, how much do you prioritize having a quick start when you know you have a defense like you do?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. You always want to go out there and start fast, and we always know that our defense is going to show up, and it's going to be they're going to be in there, they're going to be stout, they're going to get us the ball back. So we just got to do our part in scoring touchdowns and taking care of the ball.
Hey, Lucas, have you ever played with a defense like this that gives up so few points? And how does that affect you as a quarterback on the sideline when you see your defense getting stop after stop after stop through 2 games now?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely we feed off it. Like, we're like, come on, they're out there playing their butts off. We got to get in there and we got to do our part. So it really is awesome, and it's really a relief to know that you have a defense. No matter if you mess up, you have a turnover, that they're going to come out there and they're going to get the stop and get us the ball back.
And Pat, another great game on third down defense for this team. Why are you guys so good on third down? What do you maybe you like about playing on third down?
Yeah, kind of going back, I think the coaches definitely get us prepared. It comes from the film, it comes from knowing what they're going to be in, and then it comes from us just dialing it up and knowing what we're doing. That's the most important thing. Get everyone lined up and get communicated and running the right stuff that Coach Bear calls, and it's basically your hair's on fire on third down. So that's the money down. We got to go win every single third down.
Coach, you had the turnover in the red zone and then also another fumble that you recovered, but it made you settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown. How much did those impact the game, but also what did you think of these guys' resolve to keep on going?
Well, that affected the game a lot. Not finishing those drives in the end zone, I mean, that's huge probably in terms of the outcome, and a lot of guys getting to play again, some things like that. So those are big plays in the game. But I didn't ever feel real uncomfortable at any point. The defense was playing really well, and the offense was moving the ball. So I felt comfortable. Been nice to get away though.
You mentioned this week, after watching them against Kansas State, that you thought their lines were going to be pretty tough, pretty formidable. Did that live up to your evaluation, and what did you think of just the quality of that team you just beat?
I think they're good, but I thought we owned the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line played great today. I think our defensive line did too. Anytime which happened a lot. The third down success, our secondary made them hold the ball, and our guys won up front. It was fun to watch.
Lucas, how would you describe just the way that you guys were so effective early on, and then when you do have a good defense and you're going to get up by 3 scores, kind of maybe how that kind of changes on offense?
Yeah, on offense, we got up early, but I think we kind of let off the gas a little bit. I feel like we have to be able to, put teams down when we're up like that, and our defense did a really good job. But, as an offense, I think we started well, but we kind of faded. So we're going to go back to watch some film, and we're going to, get better for next week.
Pat, their coach said it's hard to respond to your guys' pressure and the way that you guys bring it throughout a game. Like, can you start, feeling that, especially among their kind of offensive line, where they're kind of maybe struggling picking that up? And then what's that like when you start sensing that they're struggling with that?
Yeah, I think you can sense it, especially when guys start coming free. A lot of times guys are beating blocks, though. It's not always going to be guys just running free. I think that's shows how tough and resilient our defense is, because guys are winning up front. They're getting off blocks and then going to make a play. What was the second part? Okay, sorry.
Pat, you guys get so much pressure from your linebacker spots. You're coming off the edge a lot, but also you were coming up the middle a lot too. What factors go into just being able to execute the defensive scheme you guys run?
What factors, huh? Hard coaching, definitely number one. Guys buying into it and accepting their role and doing what we're coached and taught. And I think everyone on the defense has accepted that. And there's a reason why, we shouldn't have gave up 7 today anyway, but there's a reason why we've only given up 7 points in 2 games. So it's awesome to see.
Bobby, similar question. As you've seen the defense evolve, how much is it just having so many guys that have so many reps playing it under their belts, and how are you guys been able to be just so disruptive, especially up front? Well,
we've got good speed, so that helps, including up front. So the speed and the quickness is good, the aggressiveness, and then they have an understanding of support, aiming points, and we're good tacklers. So if something breaks, we get it down and knock it down pretty good and go play the next one. It's hard to deal with.
Pat, just, South Dakota got a little bit of momentum kind of towards the end of that fourth quarter, but to see Braxton come up with a big play, just in that moment, just to see him do that and help you guys and kind of put the nail in the coffin on that, can you walk us through what that moment was like?
Yeah, that was awesome. I think Braxton had another good game, which is awesome to see. We talk about this a lot, actually, me, him, and Marcus and all the other linebackers. Coming in, playing defense facing towards the north end zone. That's like basically the dream of especially a Montana kid. So to see him go make that safety, that tackle in the end zone, and then go crazy and get the north end zone going, I'm sure is honestly one of the dreams of his growing up, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
And then, Lucas, when it comes to your game on the ground, you had 83 yards today. How much of that is scripted, and how much of that is you just improvising?
It all starts up front. A lot of it is a lot of scripted. A lot of it is just, improvising. But, it all starts up front for me, and the receivers blocking downfield. So, it's not just me. They're opening up the holes. I just got to hit it.
Definitely. And, Coach, when it comes to having a dual-threat quarterback like Lucas on your team, what does that mean for you?
Well, it's what we've had since we've been back here in the last, these previous 3 seasons and this season. We've had guys that can run, and we're always going to look to recruit guys that can run. As a defensive coach, it's harder to defend than a one-dimensional person.
Bobby, you mentioned the offensive line playing well. Did you see them take another step today, especially some of the guys that are just kind of getting into the fold as first-time starters?
Yeah, I think they played really well, both last week and this. I'll watch the film and dive into that a little more tomorrow, but I thought it was really good.
And Pat, what did you think of this test today? A Missouri Valley team coming in here, and you guys played really well.
Yeah, like Coach said, I thought they were a good team. Like you said, it was a test. They had big guys up front. They had 2 good running backs coming into it. And I think for the most part, we limited the running backs, gave up a couple things that we shouldn't have, but I think it was a good game for us. There's a lot that we can improve on, especially I know on the defensive side. I can't speak for the offense, but I know we got to clean up a lot of things. But I think guys were flying around and playing fast and physical, and I think that was really awesome to see and really awesome to be a part.
Anyone else?
Thanks, guys. See you all Monday.
Just to
Oh.
piggyback off a question from a little bit ago. You've only been sacked once, I think, in the 2 games. Obviously, a lot of credit to the offensive line. But how do you sort of develop that sense of timing to get the ball out or to take off and run when you're feeling somebody coming?
I mean, a lot of that is just the O-line. I mean, I've been back there. You know, they've given me a lot of time. And, you know, we practice getting the ball out quick, but a lot of it is all O-line. They've been doing a really good job of keeping me upright back there.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road. Pump it up.
You know, first of all, congratulations, Coach Hauck. He's got a really good football team. We knew they were really good. We knew we were going to have to make some things happen today. You know, playing on the road here against a very seasoned and talented group. You know, we played really poorly offensively. Really disappointed with that performance. Defensively, they come after you. They keep coming after you, and we just didn't have very good answers today, and that's our fault. We got to coach better, obviously, on that side of the football. I like the way our guys fought to the end. We got a little momentum there at the end of towards the end of the fourth quarter. But it was too little, too late. You got to play that kind of football from the very beginning to have a chance to win here.
Questions? Coach A. Colter from ESPN Montana. When the Griz get off to a start like that, how difficult is it? I mean, when they're up 13-0 and they can let their defense kind of just cut it loose.
They're not the kind of team you want to play from behind against, that's for sure. It's 2 weeks in a row now. We haven't played very well right out of the gate, giving up a couple of big plays, which is atypical of us defensively. The thing that you got to be able to do if that happens is you got to be able to throw some counter punches, and offensively, we had a chance to make a few big plays. We had some guys behind coverage. Had a guy, we had a chance to complete a pass for a touchdown there in the second quarter. Had one to start the third quarter that could have been a big play. And when you get those kinds of opportunities against a really good defensive football team, you better capitalize on a few of them because at least that makes them pay a price for all the pressure that they put on you.
Do you feel like that is the way you attack that defense? Is it up the seam, taking deep shots?
Well, you got to take some shots. They can make you so herky-jerky with regard to their pressure. We really never got, and they're a really good rush defense. We never really got our running game going as well as I thought we might be able to. We'll see when the film. We had a couple of young guys. Obviously, our starting center was out. We'll see how those young guys really played, and if that was part of the issue, or we just didn't execute. But I think you have to have enough running game to set up some of the shots, and we got into off schedule situations too much, and that's where they really capitalized.
When you were down 13-0, you guys fought and they forced a couple turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah.
That. So
Yeah, I was proud of the way our guys fought till the end. I thought defensively we really, after giving up those two early scores, I thought we really played well. We gave up one touchdown in the last 3 quarters. Again, we just, that's a game. That's a game we've got to score. 24 points to have a chance to win, and we're struggling in that area right now.
There's not a lot of tape on their quarterback, especially in this offense. What do you think of the way that he played and the way that they used him?
Well, he's a really good player. I mean, you can tell he's a very experienced player, makes good decisions with the ball. The guys that are dual threats, and he made some plays with his feet today that, were big plays to either keep drives alive or, extend or be a part of touchdown possession. And so, he's a big factor in their offense. They've got a nice offensive line. I thought those guys played well today. And you put a quarterback that's able to direct the offense like he can. They're a formidable offensive football team.
What's the test been like for your team these first 2 weeks going to Manhattan and going to Missoula?
Yeah. Well, our schedule doesn't get any easier. We finally get to go home and play at home. Unfortunately, we're getting banged up a little bit in these games, and we'll see. We had 2 or 3 guys go down today, and a couple of key players for us. So, but we got to keep getting better. I mean, that's the thing. Our schedule is going to continue to be tough. We've got after Cal Poly this week at home. We play North Dakota State and South Dakota State. And then continue down the road of the Valley. So I think if anything, playing K-State and playing Montana shows us how well we're going to have to play to win, because we're going to play a lot of teams of this caliber.
This being part of the Valley Big Sky Conference thing, how do you think this Montana team compares to some of the top echelon teams you see in the Valley as of late?
They're very comparable, I think, to a Valley team. Offensively, I think their offensive line's really physical. And they're big, bigger than I think advertised. I thought that's a good-looking group. Looks a lot like a Valley offensive line. Obviously, the quarterback's a very good player. Their perimeter guys are good. Defensively, they're pretty unique in terms of what they do, and I think it makes them hard to move the ball against, because you don't play a lot of teams that pressure you and do the kinds of things that they do, and it makes them a very difficult one-game preparation.
How does Montana's defense compare to an FBS level one you guys saw last week?
They're really different. The only thing that's probably similar about them is they both play 3-man front. K-State played us completely differently. Montana's just so much more pressure-based and movement-based in comparison to what K-State did against us, and so it's hard to compare. Obviously, we had a hard time scoring this week, just like we did last week. So obviously, they're good.
Time for 1 or 2 more. There are some national championship aspirations for Montana here. That means going through North Dakota State usually. A team you guys see a lot in the Valley. After seeing Montana, how do you think they would match up with the Bison?
I don't know how they're going to match up. They're a good football team. I mean, it's going to take a very good. They play like they did today. It's going to take a really good football team to beat them. And then you add to the fact, that they're playing at home where their crowd helps them. We had a couple of procedure calls today that at inopportune times when we were actually moving the football a little bit. It's a tough environment to play as a visiting team. And so, like I said, when I started, they've got a really good football team. They'll, I'm sure, going to cause people in the Big Sky a lot of problems.
In just a few minutes, small business owners can now sign up for Blackfoot Communication Services. Whether it's dependable voice options or internet services, sign up simply by visiting blackfootsmallbusiness.com. Click on the services you wish, select an installation time and date, and you're done. Small business services at the touch of your fingers. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications and blackfootsmallbusiness.com.